Hello everyone, Darko 2012 here with Global Government News. I'm reading an article that came out on June 16th, 2010, and this is from Infowars.com or PrisonPlanet.com, written by Paul Joseph Watson. Just a mega article. Definitely not going to be able to cover all of it or most of it, not even half of it. But I'll be able to go through different points in there, and I'll connect it and tie it into another article. And it'll be either one video or two videos, so just always keep an eye out for the part 1 of 2 or part 1 of 3 or whatever. Just look to see if it's a series. And so the reason I'm covering these two articles, this one, MSNBC and cover-up of manifestly provable population control plan, and then food and depopulation, international takeover by the UN, is because it's a subject that to me is not so much fascinating as it is just flat out sad. And it's sad because the people with most of the money in the world, the people that operate these non-governmental organizations, such as the UN and that, and the people that are at the Club of Rome, the Council on Foreign Relations, and the Trilateral Commission, and all these foundations, such as the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, the Rockefeller Foundation, and these philanthropists, they all talk about one thing, and it is almost like a religion for these people, and that is eugenics. That is calling off, 80%, 50%, 90% of the planet's population. And this is tied in with Darwinism, of course, with evolution and survival of the fittest, and so our global masters believe that they are the fittest. They believe that they are genetically superior to us because they've achieved all that wealth, and they've done that because they were superior to us, mostly with intelligence, but the truth of the matter is that most of them have, married in with each other's families, and they basically control most of the assets, and they know what the heck is going on, right? So they're steering society, they're steering the economy, they're steering governments, they own political leaders, they own countries. So, yeah, I mean, they don't really like us, and they see us as little ants under a magnifying glass, and so they talk about it openly. You have, Ted Turner, who's made comments on, how it would be great to get rid of 90+% of the population, and Dr. Bianca down in Texas, and Bill Gates running around doing speeches where he's saying that vaccines are his favorite choice for solving the quote problem with overpopulation. And that's kind of the thing. That's kind of how it goes, I guess you could say, in this sick world that we're living in, is that the people that are wearing the suits that are nice and cleanly shaven and speak well, those are the ones that you have to be careful of. Those are the ones that are the geniuses. They are the ones that are the murderers. They're the ones that are the thieves. Now, they live good lives, and they're confident, and they have all these good things that they do that, I'm not going to hate on them. I'm not going to hate on them for their religion. I'm not going to hate on them for their sexuality. I'm not going to hate on them for them being very wealthy. That's all things that, those are all things that, are, if that's what they want, that's just their cup of tea. And it's far be it from me to criticize them in that. But once they start getting in the way of people moving around freely and expressing themselves freely, and start taking away from their wealth the results of their labor, that's when I have a problem with it. And then it goes beyond that. It's not just that. It's not just those different things that they mess with. They also encroach on your life. They want to kill you. That is my point, right? So it's like I have no problem with them in their personal lives, but I do have a problem with them when they create these, like I said, non-governmental organizations and then fund wars like in World War II, and then sit there and say, oh, the League of Nations wasn't good enough, we need a United Nations, where they actually came out and profited off of all of that death and destruction. They rebuilt their new order. And so here we are towards the next transition, the next phase into this new order, this new way of living, and it's going to include people that are tool bags, that people that don't mind being slaves, people that don't mind not expressing themselves, and basically they need to go. That's the whole point. So kicking into this article here, it says, as part of his obsessive drive to smear anti-big government activists as insanely paranoid and dangerous radicals, Chris Matthews and his guests, establishment neo-lib David Korn, I guess a neo-lib is just a fascist, that's what I'd call him, previewed tonight's Rise of the New Right hit piece by claiming that the elite's agenda to enact dictatorial population control measures was a conspiracy theory. As we have documented on numerous occasions, while Matthews points fingers at his political adversaries for preparing to engage in violence, the only real violence we're witnessing out on the streets is being committed by Obama supporters, MSNBC thugs, and other leftists who refuse to tolerate free speech and counters of propaganda. I just want to throw out there, I'm not really for the whole left-right thing. I don't even call myself conservative anymore, so I just want to throw that out there. But yeah, so it says that, however, MSNBC's goal is not just to demonize the Tea Party and anti-big government activists as dangerous radicals as an avenue through which to stick police state on them and crush their free speech. They're also desperate to prevent Americans from lending any credence to what people like Alex Jones have to say about acting as gatekeepers. And that's exactly what they are, of course, gatekeepers, which is all the flow of information that goes out to the masses through the media, and that is selectively, it's selected, right? It's like a filter. They're filtering it. That's what gatekeeping is. They can control the type of content and information that goes out to the masses. Then they can basically manipulate public opinion. They can influence, what people are thinking. And that's one of the things about this eugenics part is that they openly talk about it, right? And then, people like me that go around and talk to my friends and family about it, they don't want to talk about it. They don't want to hear 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 it. And it really breaks my heart because they're openly talking about it, and then you try to tell people what the reality is and how sick of a time we're really in, and what's really going on. What is the end game? Why are they doing this? Why are they doing this? And you try to just let them know, well, look, I'm just going off everything that I've researched, everything that I've come up with, and all the patterns that keep emerging with this. Too many people on the earth, environmentalism, save the planet, humans are evil, right? And it just keeps getting over and over embedded into people's brains and their psyche. So, but of course they're being sprayed almost on a daily basis globally, and the people don't even notice it. Don't even notice it. Farmers, people have been living and working with the land on the ground, and if you were to go there in the middle of Nebraska and, hey, you know what that little thing up in the sky is, and they won't have a clue. And then you tell them, you explain to them what it is, and you tell them to do their own research, come back, and they would still not look it up. They won't look it up because they don't want to know. They don't want to know.